We set out for day 3 the next morning. The previous night it had rained so much and all of our gear was soaked. We only had about 170 k's for the day. It was our shortest day, but also our toughest day, and this did not combine well with all the rain that we had gotten. But luckily we had had a good night's rest the previous night at the Sabie River Camp, and a really nice swim in the Blyde River, and we were ready to tackle on the next day. Descending down the rocky slope we had climbed the previous day was much easier. Dankie vir daai klippies daar, Jackie. Pretty soon we were already experiencing some heavy rain puddles. The roads were extremely wet and extremely slick. We were struggling to gain traction, but we managed.
Every time I need a rescue, hanging on the verge of breakdown. Even though I try to replace you, but loneliness makes me break down. Every time I need a rescue, hanging on the verge of breakdown.
Our bikes just couldn't gain traction. The roads were extremely wet and muddy, and there was just so much overgrown jungle that we had to go through. We finally got to the river crossing. We were hoping it was going to be shallow, but because of all the rain it was pretty deep.
Every time I need a rescue, hanging on the verge of breakdown. Even though I try to.
The conditions were getting worse and worse. Our jungle roots were overgrown and it was still raining.
Every time I need a rescue, hanging on the verge of breakdown. Waiting for a touch, you say all day.
The road conditions took a turn for the worst. Heavy rainfalls combined with clay roads made it impossible for the bikes to gain traction. Luckily I was on an 800, so that made things easier for myself.
Loving you is more than just la 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 la. Doo 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 doo.
Luckily, we had the use of Jockey and Cornell's muscles, and we got the 1200s unstuck and could finally continue on our journey. Shortly thereafter, we came across a rocky bed covered in moss. It was so slick and most of our riders slid and fell. With the conditions still worsening and it's still raining, we decided that it would be a good idea to head back to tar roads. On our previous trip, our main captain had an accident in a tunnel and he hit the side of it, so we made a big deal of it heading through this one. Our final destination for the day was going to be a massive waterfall just outside of Sabie. We were about 100 meters away from it, already hearing the gushing waters falling down, when we decided that our bikes just couldn't do it. The clay roads were just too slick and we decided to turn back. Finally back on tar roads, there was a small stretch left in the rain back to Sabie. We were planning on camping the third night as well, but we decided that we would have to adapt our plans. The rain was just too much, and our gear was not getting any time to dry out. We organized ourselves some beds and started making plans to head into town to get something nice to eat. Our main captain was also known as the snorer of the group, so we locked him out of the dorms while we tried to grab a quick nap before going to get dinner. And so day 3 of our trip concluded. With our gear and tents drying at base, we grabbed a delicious steak and hoped that we would be ready for the next day.